Hi there, and welcome to the first in a series of short interviews, discussions with winners and participants of Captain's Tables over the last few years. I'm delighted today to be joined by Nidhi Gupta of Portcast. Nidhi won our inaugural competition all the way back in 2019, which sounds like a long time ago now. And look, Nidhi, welcome, and thanks again for giving up your time. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Hi, Chris. Really great to talk again. So my background personally has been in logistics. I worked for a large logistics company for a decade in business roles, and then started Portcast about now 5 years back. It sounds like a really long time back. And what we do at Portcast is we predict how cargo moves across the world on ships, and if any external disruptions could change the course or delay the cargo movement. These disruptions could be something like a typhoon or port congestion, or it could be unforeseen events like the geopolitical conflict or the Suez Canal blockage. And all of these have been really top of mind in the last few years. So it's been, it's been really topical about what we do. So yeah, that's a little bit about me and us.
Fantastic. And yeah, as you say, the last couple of years, obviously, with the world going through the varying states of pandemic that it has done, I suspect would have seen quite a positive impact on your business.
Yeah, it's actually been really great. It's been like being in the right place at the right time. So things that we were saying and knocking on customers' doors kind of turned around and became really top of mind for the kind of customers we work with.
Fantastic. And look, if you cast, I'm going to ask you to cast your mind back now to the summer, I guess, of 2019, which was the world pre-pandemic, which is again quite frightening. And obviously, when we launched the Captain's Table back in the summer of 2019, what attracted you to enter into the competition?
Yeah, like you said, it seems like a long time back, and what was the world back then? It's really incredible to think about it now. So what attracted us to the Captain's Table? I think we're incorporated in Singapore, so we are integrated into the maritime ecosystem here. Hong Kong and North Asia in general is a big part of the maritime ecosystem. A lot of the cargo moves from North Asia out to the world, and Hong Kong being in the center of it from a major maritime port. So with the thought about this contest or this competition bringing us into Hong Kong and in front of various corporates and customer segments who are at the forefront of the industry, I think that was an interesting or a very attractive part, to just be able to show our presence and get to know that market a little bit better. I think that was one. I think secondly, it seemed like a very well structured program, and I think for any company, it's less about the prize associated with the contest or the chance of winning, but it's more about the network you're building, or the kind of connections or the opportunities beyond the dollar value that you would get. So I think those were the things.
Okay, yeah, and that's great to hear. And yeah, we are just launched the fourth competition, and it's exciting to see for us how things have moved forward. So yeah, look, it was great to see you come through 2019 and obviously ultimately walk away as the winner. Tell me, look, again, going back, annals of time, but following your success at winning that competition, how has that helped Portcast and develop its business to where you are now?
So in general, like I said, the timing in the market has been really positive for us. What we were talking about really started making top of mind sense, and we've been growing our business. We have tripled our team size. We have grown, just from last year, we've grown the revenue by 3x. So I think the progress has been massive. We also raised a venture capital funding round last year. So I think, it's been really fantastic for building the company and building the vision of the product that we're getting out there. The impact of the Captain's Table, I have to say, has been, back to, I guess, what attracted us to the event. It has been the network and the connections we've built, both in the Hong Kong market, but also, people like yourselves, or the organizers or the participants of the Captain's Table. We've had collaboration with one of the other companies that was part of the contest, and we have a customer partner relationship now with them.
Fantastic.
The support you've provided in terms of coaching has been really incredible. Some of the other participants or organizers have been constantly there whenever we needed any advice or any connections. So I think that's kind of the biggest impact I see.
Thank you. And look, it's great to hear all of that. And I think one we would say sets ourselves aside from many of the other competitions is exactly what you've said, is that it's not just about the prize, the financial prize, it's about all of the varying component parts that come together. And obviously, when we were fortunate enough to meet in Hong Kong in 2019, it was our inaugural program, and it's great to hear that was your impressions and your lasting view on it. Look, my final question, Nidhi, because I'm very conscious of time, is we've just launched this year's program. We're excited about the areas that we're thinking about around decarbonisation, and in particular, people seems to be quite a challenge this time around, in terms of, obviously we know that those individuals who are at sea have themselves been challenged through the pandemic. So it's interesting to see, or will be very interesting to see what entries we get this year around those spaces. But look, if you were now a startup thinking to yourself, yeah, look, I've seen the Captain's Table, I'm not sure, what advice would you give people?
I would say this is absolutely a great opportunity. Don't think twice about it. If you're looking for, I think the top 3 things, if you're looking for connections and network into the corporates in maritime, really close connections, being up and close with understanding their business challenges, I think this is the space where you can start having that conversation. Secondly, if you're looking for more visibility, marketing support, or being in the limelight in the maritime space, I think Captain's Table gives you that opportunity. And then third, I think the connections that you will build would not just be for that event, but you and I have spoken for the last 4 years, almost every few months. So, the connections you would build are not just for that event, it would be long lasting, and it would really bring great impact to your business and your journey as a leader. So I think for those 3 reasons, I would say, this is a great opportunity. Don't even think twice about it.
Fantastic, and look, beautifully said, and thank you very much for that, because we'd obviously echo the same view. Nidhi, thank you very much again for your time. I'm very conscious of how busy you are. Really look forward to catching up with you again in person soon, and obviously we'll keep you posted in terms of how this year's competition goes. Thanks again, Nidhi.
Thank you, Chris. All the best.
Thank you.